Assemblymember Jones Sawyer, you have one bill, item 16, AB 1012. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair and members. I'd like to begin by accepting the committee's amendments listed in the analysis and would like to acknowledge and thank the committee staff. AB 1012 will prohibit school districts from assigning any pupil to a course period without educational content. And it was 61 years ago that the NAACP and Thurgood Marshall prevailed in striking down the notion that separate schools can be equal schools. The Supreme Court Justice Earl Warren delivered the decision in unambiguous terms. In the field of education, the doctrine of separate but equal has no place. We should all be proud that California's Constitution guarantees every student the right to an equal education. But the journey to equality is not yet completed. It is a long road, and AB 1012 is another step on that journey. When I went to school, homeroom did not mean being sent home. But it's unfortunately happening today. Kids are sent home for so-called home periods. Other kids are being warehoused in contentless, fake, no-credit classes where nothing is being taught or learned. They're being deprived their right to equal educational opportunity. We can't allow any doubt about whether it's okay to warehouse our kids in fake classes instead of offering them a real education. Here today to testify in support is David Sapp from the ACLU and Edwin Perez from the NAACP. Thank you, and I ask for your aye vote on AB 1012.
Thank you very much. Please, in support of the bill.
Greetings, Chair and members of the committee. My name is Edwin Perez. I am the legislative advocate for the California State Conference of the NAACP, and on behalf of our 62 branches, we are in full support of AB 1012. The NAACP believes every child deserves a high-quality education that will provide them with diverse opportunities. Filler classes inhibit students from excelling academically, prevent them from taking full advantage of the time that they are in school, and most importantly, deprive them of a real education. Assigning students to classes that have no educational content is fundamentally incongruent to the basic principles of a school, and unfortunately, the schools in which this practice typically occurs typically serves a large number of low-income students that are African American and Latino. I read an article in the LA Times that was covering filler courses at Jefferson High School. A high school senior by the name of Armani Richards wanted to pursue a career in STEM. He attempted to enroll in courses that would help him develop a skill set in chemistry or computer science. Instead, Richards and hundreds of other students were placed in overbooked classrooms, given the same course multiple times a day, or assigned to service periods in which they did absolutely nothing. These filler courses leads to disparities in graduation rates, which leads to disparities in college acceptance rates, which leads to disparities in unemployment. I attended a hearing not too long ago in which a gentleman said that companies in Silicon Valley have to go overseas to hire talented individuals as opposed to hiring people in the state of California. And, I don't think that should be the case. I think California is home of some of the best and brightest minds in the country, but we must take a look at these schools to ensure that they are nurturing these minds to the best of their abilities. AB 1012 ensures that when a student enters a classroom, they have an opportunity to learn, grow, and reach their full potential. On behalf of the California Hawaii State NAACP, we urge your aye vote. Thank you.
Thank you very much. In support of the bill.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair and committee members. My name is David Sapp. I'm the Director of Education Advocacy for the ACLU of California. One of the most basic functions of schools is to educate children. Unfortunately, that is not happening for the full school day in some schools in California. And even more unfortunately, where this is happening is in schools that serve almost exclusively low-income communities of color. These are the students who can least afford to lose learning time, but they're the ones that are being affected by the practice that this legislation addresses. This bill addresses an equity issue and a critical civil rights issue. It's about ensuring the basic, fundamental constitutional responsibility of the state that students be provided equal educational opportunity. One thing that I think is important is that we're, as a state, are making significant investments in college and career readiness. I think we also need to focus on the basics, which is making sure that students have educational classes available to them for the full school day. I want to close by responding to those who may express concerns about the legislation. In particular, we're pleased that the governor proposed and the legislature approved a significant and substantial investment in our public schools over the coming budget year. And we expect and hope that schools will be generating revenue based on that investment from ADA. And that will be used to improve and expand educational opportunity for the neediest students in the state in particular. We agree with the Los Angeles Times editorial board, which weighed in support of this legislation when it said that it shouldn't be considered a burden to provide a full day's education to all students. We agree and we respectfully urge an aye vote. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Chair members, Bless Shepherd representing the Silicon Valley Community Foundation. We are quite late in submitting our letter of support, but we are very much happy to support the bill.
Thank you.
Madam Chair and members, Brendan Tuig on behalf of Ed Voice, we appreciate the Assembly members' work on this issue, and we support the bill. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, any others in support of the bill? We have opposition to the bill?
Erica Hoffman on behalf of the California School Boards Association. Let me first off say I appreciate the amendments that have been taken on this. We still need to review them. So at this point in time, I'm probably not able to remove my opposition, but hopefully we can move further together on this. I do want to say first that we do agree that students should be sent home during the school day. They should be in classes. However, we do have concerns with this in that it basically is a very restrictive resolution to a problem that we do have, unfortunately, in a lot of schools that's not being addressed, which is the lack of counselors, which is an issue of making sure that master calendars are appropriate and that we have got all the courses. This bill doesn't really do much to address those two issues, which are very large for schools. And at this point in time, we do have to maintain our opposed position, but I do appreciate that the bill has been amended, and we will continue to work with the author on it. Thank you.
Laura Preston, Association of California School Administrators. We are in sort of the same situation. We had an opposed unless amended position on the bill. We think that the amendments that we proposed are probably a better way to go about resolving this issue, which is having each board adopt a policy on what is a non-academic course. So one of the things that we are concerned about still, because we haven't seen the language, is the identification of what is a non-academic course, because there are so many courses that are really valuable for students that are non-academic, that are like Avid or Yearbook or other things like that that we want to make sure are not inadvertently disallowed under this bill, and then the burdensome requirements. The bill is much better, but then again, the one last thing that I want to say is that this is an issue that is currently in litigation, and traditionally, at least in years past, the legislature didn't vote on legislation that was currently being dealt with during at the time of when the legislation is being passed, and so that's just one area of concern as well, as how this could impact the litigation that's currently moving forward.
Madam Chair, Tony Triguero on behalf of the California Teachers Association. I passed out the amended language that CTA recommended. The sponsors have countered with additional changes in language. We will not remove our opposition until we see the bill in print and we see those amendments accepted. Thank you very much.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Any other opposition to the bill? Any questions from members? Senator Mendoza.
Just to be clear on the different amendments that we've had here, are you going to be accepting these amendments in the next committee, like the CTA proposed amendments?
I believe we're okay with the CTA amendments for grades 9 to 12 instead of 7 to 12. And I haven't read it all. So,
Okay.
So
Well,
I think we'll be able to work it out.
Okay, yeah, 'cause they
This
seem,
committee? Yes. In this committee?
And
are these part of the committee amendments?
that is
They're
part of the committee amendments. Okay.
Right.
And not the other sheet?
Yeah, there's two sheets going
Two
around.
sheets, right, I was,
I'm trying to make sure I'm
okay,
doing
these are in this one here. Okay, so you'll be accepting these amendments?
Yes.
As of today, okay. And will that, but they won't remove their opposition
They
to
want to
it
see
in
it in
print, right?
print.
They want to see it
They
for-
want to see the bill in print.
Okay, got it. Well, I'll move the bill as amended.
Okay,
Correct.
thank you. Any other comments or questions? Would you like a close?
I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Okay, thank you. Bill has been moved. Call the roll.
Do pass as amended to appropriations. Blue?
Aye.
Blue, aye. Runner? Aye. Runner, aye. Block? Hancock? Aye. Hancock, aye. Leyva? Aye. Leyva, aye. Mendoza? Aye. Mendoza, aye. Monning? Aye. Monning, aye. Pan? Vidak? Aye. Vidak, aye.
Thank you.
7.
7 votes, sufficient for passage. We'll keep the roll open for our absent members.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Assemblymember Bloom, you have item 12, AB 801, and then Assemblymember McCarty. Is that follows you? Welcome.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair and members. AB 801 is a measure intended to assist homeless youth in earning college degrees. And as you can well imagine, homeless youth encounter many challenges and can use our help. AB 801 will help streamline college assistance for homeless youth in a few ways. The Act gives homeless youth priority enrollment in state universities and community colleges, something that's already available for foster youth, and it authorizes homeless youth to serve under the Student Opportunity Access Program. It also requires the designation of a single point of contact to assist homeless and foster youth, and mandates that community college financial aid training include information about homeless students. The Act requires schools to post public notice about financial assistance that's available to both foster and homeless youth. And finally, the bill adds homeless youth who meet minimum academic requirements to the populations that would be exempt from community college fees, and provides homeless youth under the age of 19 and who currently reside in California with in-state tuition. Again, this is something that is already in place for foster youth. California has the highest rate of homeless youth in the nation and twice the rate of homeless students as the national average. So you can see this is a very real and current issue for us, and not something that we should be proud of in California. It's essential that we address the needs of this population and help them access the education that can help assure a brighter future. AB 801 will help some of our neediest students here in California, and I urge your aye vote. With me here today is Shahira Hyatt from the California Homeless Youth Project and Kimberly Lewis from the California Coalition for Youth.
Please, in support of the bill.
Good morning, good afternoon. I'm Kim Lewis, representing the California Coalition for Youth. We are one of the sponsors of this bill, and we would note that access to higher education is really one of the best ways to get youth out of homelessness. As cited in the analysis, we had nearly 18,000 homeless youth in the 12th grade, yet we only have about just over 10,000 in our colleges in California. And for the point of reference, that we have nearly 2.8 million students between our community colleges, CSUs, and UCs. In 2007, the Federal College Cost Reduction and Access Act classified unaccompanied homeless youth as independent students so that it would be easier for them to be able to access their FAFSA by not needing to get signatures from their parents or the financial information. Yet from a survey in 2013, 20% of homeless youth indicated that their colleges did not know about this information. So by having the designation of a liaison for homeless and foster youth, there would be one at least consistent point of reference at the campus for them to be able to get information so that they can actually access their financial aid. I would also note that for the in-state residency requirement for youth who are 19 and under, they have to have been verified as homeless, reside in California, and this really deals with youth who are especially in their junior and senior year who have mobility issues. And if you are homeless, it's really difficult to establish your residency and prove that. And we do know that in our higher institutions that they are allowed to really qualify for in-state residency tuition once they've been here for over a year and provide some additional documentation. So it's really to help with that initial barrier from that first year, so we're not having that big upfront cost that really deters a lot of students from being able to actually go on and complete their higher education. And there's the clarification on the BOG fee waivers. It's very similar to what we did with the LCFF. where we called out that homeless youth actually do fall under the low income. So same thing for the BOG fee waivers, that they would actually be clarified as a population eligible for BOG fee waivers. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Others in support of the bill?
Good afternoon, Shahara Hyatt with the California Homeless Youth Project at the California State Library, and I've been asked just to speak a little about the potential impact of this bill based on existing research. So, homeless youth know that education is the most sustainable pathway out of poverty. And when we interviewed over 200 homeless youth across the state of California, many of them had aspirational career goals that require extensive education to achieve, but acknowledge that there are many barriers to enrollment. So, one of the things that this bill does that Kim and the Assemblymember mentioned is creates priority enrollment for homeless youth, something that already exists for foster youth. And we know that foster youth face many of the same barriers to education that homeless youth do, but that these barriers are exacerbated by extreme poverty and lack of higher ed support. It would also require the designation of a homeless and foster student liaison in financial aid or other comparable offices on college campuses. And currently there's a national hotline on higher education for young people experiencing homelessness. California has the third highest rate of calls to that hotline, and the top 2 reasons that young people in California call that hotline is to get designation of their homelessness status and to have help filling out the FAFSA. So if there's somebody who is educated about the financial assistance available to homeless youth, that would greatly alleviate this barrier to help them not only enroll but successfully complete college. So I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have. Continue.
Thank you very much. Others in support of the bill?
John Bowders, Housing California, co-sponsor of the bill, and we would just ask for your aye vote today.
Thank you.
Meredith Turner with the Cal State Student Association in support, and I just do want to thank the author for his willingness to create some flexibility as to where the liaison is housed on a campus. Thank you.
Thank you. Others in support?
Madam Chair, members, Adrian Lopez on behalf of the University of California in support.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Angel Van Stark, and as someone who experienced homelessness and now has earned a position at a Fortune 500 company, I feel that this legislation is extremely necessary in order for the economy and for students in general to move forward with California. California is one of the only states that has a very strong economy that relies on not necessarily manual labor, but intelligence. That relies on, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
It relies on an ability to think strategically and to think technically, and to have an opportunity to go to college where these skills are taught. And as previously shown in the legislation before, that a lot of students aren't receiving at lower income schools. This is absolutely necessary in order for them to move forward into a career, as opposed to a minimum wage job that won't give them the opportunities to move forward in life and to have a family or to be able to get themselves out of homelessness. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any other questions or comments from members? The bill has been moved. Oh, opposition, I'm sorry. Good, I've heard. No opposition. There was no opposition on file. Would you like to close?
Thank you, Madam Chair. The provisions in this bill allow us to provide some meaningful relief to people who really could use it, and I ask for your aye vote.
Please. Thank you very much. Please call the bill. The bill has been moved. Senator Leyva?
Do pass to appropriations. Blue?
Aye.
Blue, aye. Runner? Block? Hancock? Hancock, aye. Leyva? Leyva, aye. Mendoza? Mendoza, aye. Monning? Pan? Vidak?
Aye.
Vidak, aye. That's 5.
You have 5 votes, sufficient for passage. We'll keep the roll open for our absent members. Assemblymember McCarty, you have one bill, item 1, AB 47. Welcome.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, Madam Chair and Senators. I'm pleased to present AB 47, the Preschool for All Act of 2015, which would require the state of California to provide funding for all low-income kids to enter the state preschool program those kids, of course, who don't already have access to transitional kindergarten or our Head Start program. As you know, vast research shows that investing in early education pays big dividends. Foremost, this helps address our achievement gap, helps prevent kids from entering our juvenile justice system, and it helps fight poverty. You know, in this year's state budget, we focused on this issue. The importance of investing in early education was a priority. We included 9,500 slots in the state preschool program, bringing the total to about 158,000 preschool slots in the California state program. Unfortunately, we think there are between 30 and 40,000 kids left out. Low-income kids don't have access to either state preschool, TK, or Head Start. And this fulfills our commitment from the last couple years to expand state funding for state preschool for all low-income families. Many states have led the way on this. States like New Jersey, Oklahoma, Florida, California, unfortunately, is behind. And so this provides us with the opportunity to make sure that all of our youngest learners have the opportunity to go to preschool and enter kindergarten ready to succeed. With me today are advocates from Early Edge California and the LA Chamber of Commerce willing to testify. I respectfully ask for your aye vote. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And there is no opposition on the bill, so the line is long, so please be brief. Okay? Thank you. In support of the bill.
I'm Deborah Kong, president of Early Edge California, in support of AB 47. We're a statewide policy and advocacy organization that works to ensure all children have the early experiences they need to be successful learners by the end of third grade. Thank you to the chair and the committee for the comprehensive analysis. AB 47 is an important statement that places into statute the commitment of the legislature to address the achievement gap before children enter kindergarten. Decades of research show the lasting benefits of a strong early start in preschool. Recent research has found that high participation in high-quality early childhood education programs reduces the need for special education by the end of third grade by 39%, a major cost savings for schools. The children of immigrant families, who are now about half of all children in California, improve their English proficiency, reading and math skills, and social and emotional development when they attend preschool, according to a study by UC Santa Barbara. And this spring, a new report released by the Stanford Center on Poverty and Inequality highlighted early childhood education as an unprecedented opportunity to reduce poverty in California. It cited early childhood education as part of an equal opportunity plan to prevent lifelong and thus costly achievement gaps from emerging by increasing the number and quality of early childhood education. The result is less poverty, a stronger economy, and less social service spending, the study found. In the last 2 state budgets, important progress has been made in rebuilding early childhood programs that had been severely cut in prior years, thanks to the legislature's leadership. But we still have so much work to do when it comes to our youngest learners. AB 47 helps us continue to build on that progress so that all of our children have the opportunity to be prepared for kindergarten and on track to reach their full potential. Thank you.
Thank you very much. In support.
Hello, my name is Candace Nafisi. I'm a Education and Policy Manager with the LA Area Chamber of Commerce. On behalf of over 1,600 businesses in Los Angeles, we urge you to support AB 47, the Preschool for All Act. The business community applauds your $300 million investment for early education with the recently signed budget, but we still believe there's more work to do. More and more of the business community is recognizing that investments in ECE have substantial impacts on retaining the 21st century and competing in the global economy. Research shows that before a child turns 5, over 700 neurons are developing per second. These connections set the foundation and foster important skills like self-discipline, collaboration, creativity, and problem solving, all of which are important for employers seeking a skilled workforce. I urge you to support and invest in our children on the front end of life to ensure they set the foundation to succeed in their educational career and ensure career readiness. On behalf of the Los Angeles business community, I urge your aye vote on AB 47, the Preschool for All Act. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Madam Chair and members, Tim Fitzharris representing Los Angeles Universal Preschool. LAF has served 100,000 children over the last 10 years in Los Angeles County, and we have the success to prove it. This works. And we urge your support of this bill, and for your on-the-ground information, we've asked one of our providers and one of our parents to come and tell you their real-life experience.
Thank you. Quickly, please. I'm sorry.
Good afternoon, committee and chair members. I would like to thank you for allowing me to share this time with you guys. My name is Shantae Taylor. I'm a family child care provider. I've been an LAF provider the last 8 years. I feel the importance of preschool is very important. The social interaction that the children get is crucial. It also allows children to learn at an early age how to problem solve, and it will reduce crime as the children get older and learn how to resolve their problems.
Good afternoon, Chairman and committee members. My name is Dominic Scoggins. I have a 4-year-old who attends one of the LA Up programs, and I must say that without this program, my child will not be able to receive the adequate education as they deserve. Just by listening, as I've been involved in this program today, the risk factors that can lead into, dyslexic and, other mental illnesses, preschool is very important and very imperative to help decrease that. And since then, I've noticed that my child is very confident in his ability. His mathematical, verbal skills have definitely increased. And it's just, been a blessing to me. So I appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Others in support for identification purposes, please.
Leah Dara, California State PTA, in support.
Thank you.
Ray Burnell, California Catholic Conference, in strong support.
Thank you.
Khadija Alam Javed with the Advancement Project, in support.
Ryan Howe, on behalf of United Ways of California, we're in strong support.
Monique Limon, Board Member, Santa Barbara Unified School District, in support.
Susan Stewart, representing the Butte County Office of Education, in support.
Kevin Tromer, representing the Compton Unified School District, in strong support.
Madam Chair, members, Monica Miller on behalf of the Jewish Public Affairs Committee of California, in support. Thank you.
Thank you.
Beth Helmson with Fight Crime and Best in Kids, representing over 400 sheriffs, police chiefs, and district attorneys, in support.
Trudy Schaefer for the League of Women Voters of California, in support.
Brendan Tuig on behalf of Cadango, an early childhood education provider in the Bay Area, in support.
Rebecca Gonzalez, National Association of Social Workers, California chapter, in support.
Ron Rapp on behalf of the California Federation of Teachers, in strong support.
Ada Namack with the Association of California School Administrators, also in support.
Eric Bakke with the Los Angeles Unified School District, also in support.
Nicole Wertelman on behalf of the Alameda County Board of Supervisors, in support.
Nick Romley on behalf of the Santa Clara County Office of Education, in support.
Thank you. Okay, anybody else in support? Any questions from members? We're all worn out.
Move the bill, Madam Chair.
The bill has been moved. Any questions? No questions. Any closing comments, Assembly Member?
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, let's call the roll.
Do pass to appropriations. Lou?
Aye.
Lou, aye. Runner?
No.
Runner, no. Block? Hancock?
Aye.
Hancock, aye. Leyva?
Aye.
Leyva, aye. Mendoza? Monning?
Aye.
Monning, aye. Pan?
Aye.
Pan, aye. Vidak?
Aye.
Vidak, aye.
You have 6-1, 6 votes in favor. It's sufficient for passage. We'll keep the roll open for absent members. Thank you very much.